Why not?
All right, it's been a good show. It's been a good show.
been.
From everything from talking about carnival and, you know, back when and now and to we're doing fencing. It was good. It was
Should
a
we
good
tell
one.
the people that you had to go and get stitched up in the commercial break? Injured. It's finished.
No, I won't tell the people. Thanks for asking first. Remember to tune in to Lee's Story this evening at 6:30. Don't miss The Cut tonight at 8 with Christopher Martin and Triple X. Yeah. So, it's been good. It's been a good show. And I indeed look forward to the next important segment that we have.
Yes, actually, that is all the time we have for you today, Sunrisers. But if you missed anything or just want to rewatch your favorite segments, we've got you covered at CVMTV.com. And for all the fun stuff, in between stuff, we're on Instagram at SunriseCVM and at CVM_television. Of course, we want to big up Best Buds for the beautiful lilies that are still with us here on set.
All right, and a shout out to our official catering sponsor, Mothers. Lord, I've been going in on the Mothers bun this Easter. The Roundtable Squad takes over when sunrise returns.
Is there a reason you're sitting?
Welcome to the Monday morning edition of the Roundtable. My name is Raymond and I'm joined by my beautiful co-host Celine and someone who is not a stranger to the Sunrise Studios, but I think it's his first time at the Roundtable. Dennis? Second time.
Second time at the Roundtable.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me. Kind of nervous.
Yeah, well, the quick recovery from what Yendi asked you about. I could hardly tell you were injured. It's now time for us to check what's been buzzing online for our social buzz. So check this out.
Too scared to miss it. We're night and day. Solar eclipses. Too afraid to look. Too scared to miss it. We're night and day. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
All across North America in particular, because this one is being described as the Great North American Eclipse. And as we saw on that last slide, here in Jamaica, we see the amount of coverage that the sun will have. Kingston, Maypen, Montego Bay. So we'll only see a tips of it because we fall in what is called the penumbra. The area that will be totally dark is called the umbra. So in Kingston, 17.4% of the sun will be covered.
Yes.
Maypen, about 18%, and in Mobay, about just under 21%, right?
All right.
Which is not to say race over to Montego Bay to see a better sight.
No, but you keep saying to see, and I understand that you're not to look in this eclipse directly,
Right.
even though it's not bright. It's
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah, well, you shouldn't never, even at a full eclipse, don't look directly at the sun.
And what is the reason for that?
Because it will literally burn the cells of your
Right.
retina. So you'll move away and you'll see like a blue circle or a
Yes.
red circle, and it could cause permanent damage. So definitely don't look straight, because even though we are only seeing a portion of the eclipse or just experiencing a portion of the eclipse, all the more reason why we shouldn't look up. So if you think about sometimes when there's we only have one power company, sorry guys. There's a power cut, but the light don't fully go off. It's called a brownout. So we start having a brownout, whereas some parts of the United States having a full blackout for about 3 or 4 minutes.
Excellent.
But it's fun. The next one like this will be in 2044. So, you know, we might have to wait until the next one to see if we get a bigger
God
part
spare
of it.
life.
God spare life.
God
now,
spare life.
here's something that's coming, something hot. So let's see what is
Right.
being delivered by Ruru.
Maybe it will tell us why.
Oh, there's
Then
actually
we'll
something
hear.
hot. That's a good one.
I am caught. I am caught. Yes, if this was fencing, I would have been run through because I never expected this. All right, so the topic is see and blind, hear and deaf. The fight against crime fighting, right?
I know we know why Dennis is here.
He's our subject
In
matter
another cap.
right? But no, I can't talk. So we cover it up for now. So Dennis,
Yes.
this informer for dead culture,
Yeah.
where it come from?
It is something that has, I mean, in terms of coming from now, putting on my sociology teacher hat, it's something that has existed. It has predominated for so long. It has been, I mean, in some cultures, like in America, you know, they have a phrase, no snitching. You know, you
call
grow
it
up children.
whistleblower.
Yeah, you know, well, whistleblowing is slightly different.
Okay.
Right? And so, like, there's this whole thing about a snitch and a tattletale and that kind of a thing. But I think the origin comes from this concept of an informant who is somebody who is paid to give information.
Right.
But somehow there has over time, in the Jamaican culture in particular, been an evolution where it has moved from a paid informant to now anyone who gives information labeled as an informer.
Right.
Right? And so over time, this has been problematic because in popular culture, songs have been sung about it. We know going back to Snow in the early 90s, we talk about I'm in a factory working, hustling on the side, see the informers lurking. And I keep on, every time I hear that song, I think, you're in a factory, you have a legitimate job. But this is a song about stealing from your job.
Yeah.
Because that's what hustling on the side is, you know. And the informers, like, so the song is Informer, Must Dead. And I think to myself, how often has it been that this kind of a behavior is cemented in through the popular culture?
Yeah.
The challenge then is that some of the times, and we've had persons from the criminal underworld transition into the entertainment industry. And we have it even today, like when people talk about choppers becoming producers and artists, it's not new for people in the criminal underworld to transition into mainstream society. Challenge then is that values from the criminal underworld become mainstream values. Like, you're able now, if you, for instance, say you're a drug dealer turned rapper, it is in your interest to sing about Informer for Dead. Yeah? Because you're bringing the values from your previous life into your new life.
But can I just say that's the concerning thing about informer culture, is that it really undermines the rule of law.
It does. It does.
So even what you're talking about there, it brings rise to, let me just perpetuate this understanding that it's still very much alive. I'm now a producer, I'm now this and that and the other, but don't you dare.
Because who benefits from it?
But-
who benefits from there being a predominance of a informer must dead culture? Who benefits?
But is there an earlier source to the culture, though? Because even Anansiism, like everybody that is doing something on the sly, culturally has been celebrated.
I like
and
that.
there are some sources that says you see the seeing blind, hear and deaf predates emancipation.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, the enslaved Africans are planning a protest, a rebellion to forward the freedom project.
Yeah.
And some slaves could bust the story because they want some form of elevation in that very
Or
desperate
sometimes they just
society.
want to preserve the status quo of the plantation. I'm good with this.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got it good.
You
We
get
got a
10
good
licks,
massa.
but me only get 2 licks.
We got a good massa.
Yeah.
Massive.
You know, and so I have to protect boss man because, you know, yes, that's true. In the modern iteration, though, I think that we have the challenge of, because the people who are perpetrating the violence against us have our own protection. So they have our consent by default.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
That's
like,
deep.
And so it's
like
not
a weird, a deep Jamaican version of what is called Stockholm Syndrome. So you
Yes.
become loyal to the things that are holding you
Yeah.
That are
hostage.
holding
Yeah.
you back.
You know, the system or the people that holding you hostage.
And because, you know, it has become entrenched in the value system that it is a bad thing to share information.
The consequences of that entrenchment include what then?
Okay. No, I was going to jump in to say, can we talk about why, though? You know?
Well, to answer the question about the consequence is that violence, crime, then has a space
Yes.
within which to flourish
To operate.
because it is shrouded in secrecy.
Yeah.
Any negative behavior that's shrouded in secrecy can therefore thrive because nobody's not going to talk about it. It becomes taboo to even speak of it.
Yeah.
And it becomes, hey, me not get involved, leave them alone. And now, me did know. And you find that when the person turns up dead, everybody didn't know. Everybody didn't know. When Master chop up Miss Janie, on the morning of, me didn't know, you know, because me did see it come, but nobody said anything, which is why, if you notice the narrative now is, if you see something, say something.
Right.
Yeah, but then here's why I have a problem with that. And I go back to the why is the culture like that and why does it perpetuate? So, justice is not swift. And so you didn't know you wasn't going to say anything because you're afraid. There's fear that will take over the community. And they know that even if I say something, nothing is going to, or that, you know, the idea is that nothing not gonna happen. And I'm not going to be protected.
Yeah, but that's another problem that does not necessarily stem from the informer for dead problem. That's a problem on the justice system, and that we can have a conversation about.
No, but it fuels the informer culture.
In other words, keep on your mouth, because nothing will come out tight anyway.
Not gonna come out tight, and I may be more harm. I may be more danger.
I disagree, because that reflects a fatalistic perception of it, which is a different problem. The informer for dead is, shut your mouth, don't say anything, else we will kill you. That is because people who share information, it is bad to share information and you must die because of it. Now, on that fatalistic idea about better me not say nothing because injustice takes long and everything, and that now is born out of the fear because them say informer for dead, so it's not like justice is swift. And if I talk, they'll hurry up and deal with it.
Or even worse, that the persons to whom you provide the information will somehow get your name back out in the rest of the community to say it was. I hope nobody out there don't literally name Tom Strokes. It's a Tom Strokes go 100 man go talk, and then all of a sudden Tom Strokes is found unalived.
Which is why we try. Which is why we try to put in place systems. So there's the Crime Stop, which has existed for decades and never been compromised. You can call 311. You can call 119 emergency. You can call the NIB tip line at 811. You can call a policeman or a policewoman who you trust. And I always say, because people love to say, why everybody has somebody that they trust.
Oh, yeah. I think you're going to like, we don't trust the police, because like the other day I was somewhere and say, you can't say nothing, make Raymond here and Babylon friend, and Babylon friend Dennis, and him, I will talk about it. So, but you know, sometimes we only speak about the concerns, the threats, right, the weaknesses. I want to just mention quickly a strength. So just yesterday, through a link provided by Christopher Phillips and his team from 100-man police station, almost 200 stakeholders from across St. Catherine South were on a Zoom where, among other things, the presentations were done about the community policing strategy, the crime prevention strategy, because that helps to empower people to be able to speak to the police. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll go to that side of the equation. All right? More after this.
That's our concern, you know.
Welcome back to the Roundtable this morning. The topic is Seeing Blind, Hearing Deaf, the fight against crime fighting. But, you know, it's time for final thoughts. This is one that we're going to have to revisit, you know, Dennis. Yeah.
Definitely. It is impatient of conversation. Yeah. We have to. But the thing is, as we said, when it's shrouded in secrecy, it thrives.
Flourishes, yeah.
And so the more we talk about it, the more, you know, initiatives like in St. Catherine South, where you're inviting people, you know. I really like, for instance, the setup of a police station now the infrastructure is designed to welcome people in the community, so that you're normalizing people being in the space of police. Because there's an ATM, there's
even really normalize it.
Yeah,
Because back in the day, you just see the police and you hail him. You're lucky if you know a district constable by name. But you just, a child would say police. No, some children, unfortunately, run when they see
Well,
it.
I have been to so many communities, and it is a joy when they run to the police and hugging you up and saying, Auntie, Uncle, so and so and so and so, because they know you from various initiatives of the police. Like when we launched Wanted Wednesday, it was directly aimed at tackling this thing of Informer for Dead, because we were deconstructing it and saying, what are the predominant emotions that surround Informer for Dead? There's fear, there's threat, there's anxiety, and sadness. Suppose we were to replace those emotional responses with laughter or happiness,
I saw the Valentine's Day one.
So
you want chocolate, you want a flat screen TV, turn in
Raymond
Exactly.
Wanted Wednesday is a thing.
But every message is designed to go after a particular
situation,
emotional response that people have. And so now when people are talking about it and laughing about it and so forth and so on, and thinking about, we can collect the money, and that kind of a thing. Now when people are, it is forcing a rethink.
It has worked.
It has worked.
Right,
it has worked.
Yeah.
And what I've seen is, and we've looked at the numbers, when we look at Crime Stop, reports to Crime Stop that we get every quarter, they mirror the things that we are doing. So when we're going after guns, gunmen, and gangs, we've seen an increase in reports about guns, gunmen, and gangs, and that kind of a thing.
Your final thoughts,
My
Christine?
final thoughts, I hate to be antagonistic,
No, it's fine,
Dennis,
it's fine.
but I do think that if we had a more swift justice system,
I agree.
that fear that comes from being an informer, because once I tell you, no matter who I think I trust, my life is out there.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
I've
the
told.
same.
Imagine you telling, and then you go to the supermarket and you say him get bail.
That's the point. That's
Right
the
in
point.
front of and moving, and that has happened. That has happened,
Right.
Especially in small communities.
And all of Jamaica combined can be considered a small community.
Right.
yeah.
One of the things I would love for you to consider, your team to consider, especially the way you did the Wanted Wednesday, is to promote what iProbe really is. Is there still the Office of Professional Responsibility? for it?
Absolutely.
So promote
Headed by
that.
DCP Clifford Blake now.
Right, so that people know that in the event that something goes out, there's also a system in place to prevent that.
Very strict systems.
But that's where we have to leave it. We have to wrap it there for today. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your Monday. And as you go forward into the world, remember, be good and be on purpose. And tell what you know. What you tell today might be what saves your own life tomorrow. I'm big on that. And I'm going to borrow from Tami. Be kind. Be kind.
Chuck it on your father, you chuck it on your brother, and you chuck it on your sister. You chuck it on that one and you chuck it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Nobody now give you no break. Police now give you no break. That old soldier man I give you no break. Not even your eyes now give you no breaks. Hey, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come